Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves. That's right, it's toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening to or watching us on YouTube, or you're just new to the show, you just stumbled into the... How do you even accidentally start listening to a podcast? I don't know.
Rabbit hole.
That's the real thing that Spoody knows a lot about.
I tripped over a pillow and my dick fell into this podcast.
And we want to say thank you, however you got here, for making it this far. I hope you can go make it to the end. All right. But you'll learn soon enough, obviously, that we're not experts at anything at all, but not toys either.
That's going to be painfully obvious.
I try to warn them, but so we're not going to get everything right, and that's all right. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Hello. Yo, Joe. And welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of
We
brothers...
said that. On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
Yo, Joe, welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock bunch of brothers does the stuff with brothers.
Next up on bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spoody. We already said that. And on drums, it's me, regretting all my life choices. It's Jason, and I'm here to talk about my love of Transformers and these ding-dongs. Yeah, it got warm in here fast, right? Damn it.
I'm getting the vapors.
That's true. Well, another thing that'll give you the vapors is this new thing called BBTS. Heard of it? I'll tell you, it's Big Bad Toy Store.
You're not even going to give me an opening.
No! Because the last time I gave you an opening. Anyway.
I had to get a running start.
Okay, so BBTS is awesome. They're sponsors of ours, and you can use our affiliate link, bbts.cracktasticplastic.com, and it'll take you to the same Big Bad Toy Store that you know and love. They got everything there. Toys? Yeah, they got them.
Shirts?
Yeah, totally.
Toys?
Yes, and toys. And using our affiliate link tells them that we sent you there. So edit those bookmarks too. bbts.cracktasticplastic.com.
It's really not that much work, people.
Yeah, I know.
Just do it already.
Just
God.
do it. According to Google, when the evil Skeletor finds a mysterious power called the Cosmic Key, he becomes nearly invincible. However, courageous warrior He-Man locates inventor Gwildor, who created the key and has another version of it. During a battle, one of these keys is transported to Earth, where it is found by teenagers Julie and Kevin. Now both He-Man and Skeletor's forces arrive on Earth, searching for the potent weapon. Guys, we watched Masters of the Universe, 1987. We're going to talk about that today.
What?
I know. What
We're
a cool
supposed to watch
thing.
that?
Oh, crap.
I actually... Okay, so...
Uh-oh, what'd you do now?
I
What
listened
happened?
because I didn't get all the way through in the last week.
Uh-huh.
I listened to the last 10 minutes of the movie in the car on the way here.
Okay.
Didn't see any of it, but I don't feel like that was really probably that big of a deal.
There's probably a lot of grunting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were words. There was
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there was Man at Arms, but we're not at the end of the movie yet, so.
Yeah, right. But and after that, we're going to visit a toy store from here in the Midwest that sounds really awesome.
Mhm.
That I wished we had time for when we were on tour.
Yeah.
Would have been nice.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter at CracktasticPod and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon at Cracktastic Plastic. But all of that can be found at cracktasticplastic.com. That's our website. That's the place to go. We got things on there like a wish list. What?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to know. While you're surfing on the interwebs, be sure to stop by our other sponsor, ToyHacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They have an armory there where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry and stickers galore.
A lot of stickers.
Oh, it's the greatest
So
place in
many
the world.
stickers.
And
But like Corey likes to tell you, every month we do a caption contest.
that was my and.
I knew it. I could feel it. And we do a caption contest on all our socials, and you can leave a funny caption, and we pick the best one, and you get $5 coupon. It's pretty
Coupon.
a coupon.
Gesundheit.
But right now, let's talk about what toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, let's kick it over to Corey. What you got?
That's microphone. That's Falcon.
This is Falcon.
From the movie.
Oh,
Got him.
yeah. We watched
Got
that
him
movie.
recently, yep. He was cheap because he doesn't have his knife and his gun and his antenna.
Lame.
But it's cool because he
Loser.
was cheap.
It is cool. It's Don Johnson.
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's Don. That's Don
Is
Johnson.
he Lieutenant Falcon?
Yeah, he is.
Hey.
Yeah, he outranks everyone that was giving him shit. In
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie.
I know.
Crazy Legs.
Ooh.
That's that one's he's nicer than my first one, but not
a
very
jumper?
nice. He is, yeah.
It's crazy arms, you mean?
Yeah, they're pretty.
They
floppy.
supposed to do that?
I don't think so.
No. He's
Colonel
like,
Floppy Arms.
he and his roommate used to give each other
He's
windmills a lot.
got
in
some
college.
Forrest Whitaker eye going on.
Yeah,
I
just
think
like
that's
his
a
brother.
common
It's
thing.
well, it's genetic
Yeah,
because Duke does too.
because they're half brothers.
Yeah, which half?
The good
And
half,
then
the
I
good-
brought,
eye.
The good
I
half.
brought Wild Bill and this. Oops, Lantern
Uh-oh.
Cowboy. The Lantern Cowboy is a new addition. He's cool. I saw him and I didn't even know he was a thing. He's not G.I. Joe, but he's the same size, and so I brought him to compare to Wild Bill. Wild Bill came first.
Is in the green and brown,
Mm-hmm.
and the lantern is in the black.
And Lantern's all
Yeah.
black, and he just looks like a cowboy, and he looks like a straight up
Rip-off.
black suited ripoff of Wild Bill, other than no sunglasses.
The gun's facing the other way. It's totally
Yeah,
different.
That's true. Yeah, and there's two of them. Oh no, there's two of them.
Wait. Okay. Why? Yeah. How?
What?
The
When,
guns.
where?
Yeah.
Oh, because when they face the other way, you cross your arms to draw them.
Yeah, but it's too low. It has to be up by your chest to do that.
Maybe it's so it doesn't-
doing that dance.
Maybe,
Well,
maybe if he
it's-
squats his leg up like that.
And maybe it's so that it's not like digging into his thighs when he's flying his helicopter in his skinny little
probably
seat.
Elchin does not approve.
I don't. At
It's
all.
weird that the knockoff has it the right way.
I went to
Yeah,
visit
'cause
Russell
they're
a few
smart.
weeks ago.
Russell Bogorganario.
Ah, shit. Whoops.
Above
Russell's
Manero.
muscles. And he gave me this cool Tonka Humvee G.I. Joe crossover. I mean, it's a G.I. Joe made by Tonka. No, it's made by Hasbro, but it's a Tonka truck. Anyway,
Cool.
1992 Hasbro, so they were, jumping on the Desert Storm bandwagon, but it works.
Whoa.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You push the button on the back. The cool topper thing lifts up and turns into like a bunch of red laser guns.
It's heavier than I thought it was
And
going to
it's all metal, man. That's
Mean.
that's some heft.
Metal.
Uh-huh. And then the other cool thing that I got was Bondic.
What?
You have this stuff? Bondic? So here's what it is, and it's changed the game for me because check this out, right? You squeeze it out.
Whoa.
It's a liquid.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to be able to see this on the camera.
Squeezing a
You
liquid.
squeeze it, and
For all
so this
them
stuff,
elbows.
A
it's
gel. It's like a
basically-
gel, right?
It's basically like a liquid plastic polymer,
Okay.
and then you turn on the UV light
Uh-huh.
and shine it on this shit for like 4 seconds.
Oh,
And all of a
man.
sudden- It's hard as a rock. Oh yeah, okay. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4.
That's already.
And yeah, it's now completely solid. So this stuff, you can feel
How
that.
much and where can you get this?
I got it at Ace, and it was like $12.
'Cause Ace is the place.
You can order it from Amazon for less, but I was impatient and I just wanted it now.
Oh, it's just your case.
Yeah,
Those
that's just the
thumbs and
case.
elbows,
That's just got
man.
the stuff on it. Yeah, the elbow cracks. Like I've done a few elbow cracks with this thing now instead of the
Video coming
That's what I was about to say.
Not for that, because it's too simple. But I am gonna do.
Hey,
For the pen.
simple is always
no,
good.
I'm gonna fix these loose joints with it.
For the Bond Dick. There needs
I'm
to
gonna
be
fix some. I'm gonna. There will be a video of the
Cool.
of the fixing the loose joints
Good.
with the Bondic.
Awesome.
And then
Oh, we wondered what this backpack was
you got a
about.
knife?
I do.
Here's what this backpack is about. It's a suitcase. It's a little roller suitcase.
It's zip tied.
Multicolored.
It's zip tied shut, and I'll tell you why.
Oh boy.
Russell gave this to me.
Oh,
He said, "Hey, I got this for you.
Uh-huh.
This is all stuff." He said,
look at it. I know. Get it in my eye.
"All right."
Ow!
He said, "There's something in here for each of us,
Oh, sweet.
and that I
think
wasn't
know.
allowed to open it or look until we were recording."
Ooh,
so
fun.
Is it puppies?
I hope so.
All kittens.
Oh, it's been 2
Schrodinger's,
weeks since
yeah.
he's had this baby.
So
Bunch of dead kittens.
I'm gonna do this.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
This is hashtag
I'm
be like
opening,
Larry.
I'm
Yeah.
opening this red and
Be
blue
like-
and yellow.
Bogamanelio.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah.
There
Oh
is a
my
treasure trove of
goodness.
shit in
Holy
here.
cow.
I see
So-
ones I need. Uh-huh.
I see
There's
stuff.
some transformers.
Yeah.
There's a half a
You
transformer.
need that half.
There's another transformer.
Okay.
Shit. I have to.
We have no names for these transformers, but they are transformers.
That's the one I need.
Thundercracker,
This one?
Tracks, Scourge,
Thundercrapper.
Thrust.
These are just shells and.
There's a lot of pieces, but
Ramjet.
there's
Oh, I need you.
there's a Skeletor in here.
Heck yeah.
Oh, sweet.
There's another Ram Man in
Heck
here,
yeah.
and he works.
There's another Thundercracker.
You Rams.
Oh, there's a Roboto.
Heck yeah.
Launchpad McRoboto.
You were bots.
Gobits.
Robots in
Gobits.
disguise. There's a piece of something.
Ooh, that goes thrust.
Oh, hey, this is Mask.
Oh,
Nobody wants that.
sword.
Throw that away. Just
This
not
is
true.
This is another
Just kidding.
There's a lot of stuff in
It's
here. There's
Gobit.
some cool little Star Wars thing. If anyone's into Star Wars,
what?
I like it.
I don't know what this is. Oh, that does
Whoa.
a thing. I've never seen this before. We'll have to look that up. It's
It's pretty sweet, whatever that is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, that's Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Monkey
yeah.
and
Oh yeah. Who wants the Thundercats? Elgin. That fits in with your collection.
Yeah.
Some Ninja Turtles. There's
Ooh.
some Elgin. There's
That's
I got that guy. That's
Then I need that guy.
DJ Mike. You can have that guy.
Whoa, hey, there's some cool lanyard stuff in here. That's for me to
Whoa.
have.
Yep.
Here's the one-armed He-Man.
Yes.
He's got
one-armed
his
He-Man.
belt or his chest
harness.
thing.
Chesticles.
There's this guy. I don't know who he is.
It's your son.
Oh man, his hand
Oh,
is
this is
roached
fucking
too.
RoboCop. one
Oh
of the-
shit!
It's that guy
Oh man, I had it.
Johnny 5.
no, it's a mouser.
Oh yeah.
Here, someone take that
I
from me.
peeked in there, Spooty. There's some.
There's a lot of shit in here.
I see some Seacons,
There's,
which I know you're collecting.
Hey, it's a Road Ripper.
oh, and it's got the belt with it.
Heck yeah.
The pull. The
Pull cord.
Yeah, cord.
Sorry, video. There's just too much stuff
There's
to
so
show
much
you.
stuff going on. There's a lot of. Is this Rumbler? Shit. Okay.
See the one I need?
Yes, that's the one you need. I have him.
I don't know what this is too, but it's a gun that slides. Here's some more Star Trek stuff. We're getting down. We're
Wars,
getting down low.
Star Wars.
There's a lot of Joe stuff in here.
I know one thing that's in
There's
there.
some kind of tank. This looks like it's from the same toy line as whatever this is. They've got like
Oh yeah.
a gold eagle thing on them, and
You probably need that for your
it
armed
says
forces.
1989. It's Galoob. So these are made by Galoob. Some green tank with some orange stuff on it and a green truck thing. I don't know what those are. They're transformy-ish.
So I know he got
What
that
is this?
for me.
Oh yeah, it's the thing.
It's the another.
It's the other one.
Now you can two-fist it.
Oh yeah. Well, they're
Here's-
both right-handed, aren't they?
Here's some
Yeah,
Manny
it's Manny
faces.
Heck yeah.
So it's a Starscream
Another
super
Ford
gun.
motorcycle.
It's missing its wings. You know.
Here
but
is I think this is a version 2 Falcon. I don't. Oh man,
That's so awesome.
there's some good stuff, and there's some more
your hand
Star
in there,
Force.
Scooty?
There's this guy is not GI Joe. He might be Remco. I don't
Is
know.
that a Rock Lord?
Do you have this one? Say yes.
There's a Batman. Batman.
Let me see him.
That sounds just like him. Here, dig. This is the motorcycle from the Killer Whale, the GI Joe hovercraft.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Need some track parts, don't you?
I do, actually. I need this half of them.
This looks like more of the Galoob stuff. Oh, and this one actually says. Oh no, this says
That's mostly stuff for you in there, Corey.
this is Coleco.
Oh wow.
Starcom Coleco.
That's awesome.
Man, that's
That's all.
going way back.
Yeah, that's kick ass.
I don't know who this dude is. Hey, there's an old Law figure. He's beat up, but he's cool. Hey, all right. There's C-3PO with missing a hand, and he's going. He's
go
got
butt?
some male pattern baldness going on here. Check him out.
Oh yeah, he's melted all over.
There's
Yes.
there's all kinds of good stuff in here. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna cut
Yeah.
this off because there's
Yep.
a lot of stuff in here. But we're gonna have to finish going through this later.
Russell.
But
Thank you
yes.
so much.
Russell Borgomenario. Man, this is cool. This is
him exactly.
That's cool.
this is all stuff that came out of like. I mean, this is all stuff that he had when he was a kid.
Aw.
But he I think very recently went through his mom's attic and other. So his parents own like there's a little town called Salina that's just outside of Fairfield.
Oh yeah.
His parents own like half of it now.
Oh nice.
Because like every time a house comes up for sale, they buy it. I think.
Sure.
But oh, there's DJ's legs. They aren't supposed to be that color.
You didn't find He-Man's arm in there anywhere, did you?
Not yet, but we'll go through
All
it.
right. Just in case.
We will go
Russell.
through it after. But man, there's a lot of good stuff in here. So,
Oh.
dude, bro,
Dude.
man, bro, man, bro. Thank you.
Thank you
This is
so much.
Cool. Man, I wish that we could have had him actually on the
Yeah.
show.
No.
Yeah.
And-
To present it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but he and
His
he
car
wanted
breakdown
to.
last time he tried coming.
Oh, he lives in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that too.
Anyway,
Next time we're on tour up there, we'll stop with him.
I gotta quit.
You gotta
digging
put
through
that
here.
down.
Yeah, I gotta put it down. 'Cause I'm-
It's hard not to.
Oh
dig
man,
through that
there's
stuff.
more lantern. Oh, these Laser Force dudes are so cool. Okay,
Elgin, you have things too.
Yeah, I mean-
Roboto? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Let me move all this other stuff out of the way.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
got a cramp.
Yeah. All right. Well, last Friday, so this little thing called Halloween Palooza.
I heard that's
crazy
cool.
little thing called Halloween. It doesn't
Yeah, that's
roll
what
out
we're
really.
Anyway, I found these Imperial toys there.
Halloween
At Halloween-a-Palooza.
Nice.
These are actually earlier than the normal ones I get. Where the normal ones are like 85. These
Yeah.
are like from 76 and
Oh,
77.
nice. So they're worth a few more bucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Old
on
equals valuable, right?
on a quick search, they're between $15-$20 each. Like I got all three for 12, so it was like 3 for 12. I got this Dimetrodon with the little fin.
Dimetrodon.
I believe that's what it's called.
That's I've never heard of that dinosaur.
Icor.
And a Stegosaurus, who's kind of this dark purpley black color. And this little lizard guy, he's kind of greenish yellow, greenish color. He's kind of that's kind of my favorite one,
Yeah.
just because the way I've never seen anything like that.
It's like the ancestor of the Geico gecko.
Yeah, it looks very gecko-like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got those 3 for 12 basically, big cash. And guy had him. I was like, I saw him in his little display. I was like, "Are you selling?" Because it didn't look like he was selling them. First off, I was like, "Are you selling these?" He's like, "Yeah, I could probably sell those." I was like,
Good
"Okay."
answer. Good answer.
I was like, "Okay," and he's like, "Yeah, they're like $5 each." And I was like, "Okay." And then I started moving on. He's like, "Well, I could do." I didn't even have to like bargain. He's like, "Yeah, I could do 3 for 12." I'm like, "Okay, I'll be back probably later." I came back with some cash. So
Nice.
yeah, and then
Your dinosaur collection's got
I
to be
know.
getting pretty big.
it's pretty
now.
awesome.
The look on his face too is like this.
I don't know. There's something about these. They're just so funky and
Cool.
nostalgic and
I
just.
mean, you need a shelf. Like you need
Yeah.
a whole shelf for them out.
Yeah. Well, if I get another shelf out here, I'll put a.
Oh, you
dinosaur
you
shelf.
should get one of those. You should get one of those flat pack bookshelves, and then like do a whole like
Oh yeah.
prehistoric diorama for all
Someday.
Yeah.
Someday. Anyway, on a whim, I went out to Walmart and picked up this skateboard that Hot Wheels has because I saw some guy on Instagram like he's like, yeah, the feet they'll fit the Motu guys. So I originally just put a He-Man in it, but then I'm like, well, maybe I can kit bash like a Skater Boy He-Man. So that's what I did. I picked up this Tony Hawk Hot Wheels. The only one that looked cool to me was the dinosaur one. Shocking. And he's playing a lightning bolt that's a guitar. Also,
As
why
you
not?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a T-Rex with sunglasses and lightning around him. Anyway, the shoes that come with it, they attach to the skateboard themselves, which is part of the appeal to it. So he could actually be on it, and I didn't have to like glue his feet to it or anything like that or something. So, and it works, like any skateboard. So I kit bashed a skater He-Man. Basically, it's Prince Adam's head from these are all origin parts. Prince Adam's head, Ric Flair's arms, Bray Wyatt's chest, and John Cena's legs and crotch, I guess. And then stuck him into the white shoes onto the dinosaur.
What a hip dude.
Yeah, he's a 40-year-old skater.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, nothing. Anyway, so that's my kit bashed. What are you looking at?
Not the eBay prices.
Wow. Anyway, so that's my kit bash skater He-Man that I posted up, and I took him to the skate park and like had him do.
Hell yeah! Here's Elgin. All
Yeah.
these kids
So,
are trying to bust the
You
Yeah.
probably couldn't really see it in the video, but the way that his shoes hook onto this
Uh-huh.
skateboard is fantastic.
It's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the way they've done it,
That's awesome.
and I don't know. It was like $3,
Yeah, why not?
and I'm like,
Heck yeah.
and it's basically giving me like 3 or 4 posts of like skating stuff, and I want to do like more stuff with it now. Now that I have a little skater He-Man.
Yeah, be building ramps.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so then we went out, and Ethan they sell little play sets too, like little ramp stuff.
Yeah.
And Ethan bought like the little donut shop one, and there's like an aquarium one too. And
So that's why
it's
you were
like-
looking at Optimus skateboard over there.
Yeah, it was when I was looking at him. Anyway, and he
That's
can
awesome.
do. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun playing with that.
That's awesome.
So then the rest of the stuff is just stuff from Motu Monday, which we do every Monday on YouTube. We have our own playlist that I'd open up basically another figure from the Master Universe. This is the Eternian Goddess, or Green Goddess, as it's been called before. It's basically Tila repaint with their green colors and light blue and darker green, and it has all the stuff that Tila comes with, like the serpent staff, and the serpent armor and shield. But in the comics, the Green Goddess, or Eternian Goddess, is the one who actually gave He-Man all of the power. Like, He-Man was basically just a barbarian from a village, and like basically savage He-Man, and she gave him the harness, his
Smartened him
chest,
up a little bit.
his chest. He gave him the chest harness, the sword of power, his shield, axe. Basically, gave him all the weapons, and it was like, save Eternia. That's the original story of that. So that's what she's part of, giving him all of the weapons and everything to have him be the hero. So that was wave 6, I think. And then another wave 6 is this Stinkor.
So cool.
Which I had a vintage one of this figure. I don't think mine smelled, but he had the same shield, this blue shield. So Stinkor is basically like a skunk. He's painted like a skunk with the black and white, and then his orange armor and boots and stuff, with his light blue shield. So he's supposed to smell.
I love pretty
yeah.
much everything orange.
Yeah. So the original
they can't
one.
do that now.
Well,
Let
it
it
smells.
go.
I don't know what it smells like. So
I'm not smelling.
give it an old
I'm not
snifter.
falling for
I'll
it.
smell it.
You will.
I smelled it in the video, and it's supposed to smell like patchouli oil. That's what they said it was supposed. That's what Mattel Creation said. They're like, yeah, it's gonna smell like patchouli oil. And I
in
opened it
there.
and smelled it just like you're doing. And I smelled something funky, but I don't know.
Smells like maybe it's more. It smells like maybe it's more in the armor than the figure. I don't
Could
know.
be.
No, if you open up the armor, you can really smell his funk.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, it's not. Some people said burning tires. Someone said like, it's
not an offensive smell.
It's just a smell.
It's just not something that like you want to
Right.
be super strong in your house either.
Sure. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I commented this on the video as well.
Put him in a Ziploc bag with a dryer sheet.
Yeah. Originally, the rumor was that there was a factory error in the plastic. Like they put a chemical in the plastic, and it produced an actual smell, and it actually like made people working at the factory have to leave because it was toxic. That was the rumor of what had happened.
And then they just sold it to kids
Yeah,
anyway.
they're like, "Oh, call them Stinkor." Yeah. But there was like something within the plastic, some chemical that reacted within the plastic that they put
Yeah.
in, and it made it smell really bad. Like 40 years later, you can still smell it. Bad.
Awesome.
So that's Stinkor, and then the last thing here is the
Oh.
Mattel
Oh.
Creations Grizzlor.
It's real.
The, as Corey referred to it, the Merkin. On the first episode that I showed him,
Dude, he is
I forgot about
amazing.
that.
yeah, I didn't.
Look at him in person.
But he is now can actually articulate, and you could technically kit bash this and give somebody some furry groin or something, because because now it'll come off and you have this little
Actual pubes.
yeah. But yeah, he actually comes apart just like all the other origins, and he's all furry and
Elusive
Yeah.
Grizzlor.
he's part of the evil horde, so he's under Horde X
Is this one that
control.
you had to order from Mattel Creations?
Yes,
or-
that was
okay.
exclusive.
And that was the one that you're like click, 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 click,
Mhm.
click. Yes.
Yes, I
That you missed
refreshed.
the first time. Right?
No,
Oh, they didn't.
I thought it was sold, and then I hit refresh and it wasn't,
Oh.
and then I got into it. So I got it on the first day. They did offer it the next 2 days as like a made to order,
Mhm.
but I wanted it right now because I'd have to wait a year if I got the
Yeah.
made to order one. And I was
I mean, at
able
least
to get
people are
this
getting
one.
them, and they
Yeah.
don't have to pay scalpers.
Yeah.
But
And they did that with Wondar as well. They reopened it up as well
that's good.
to do a made for order one. But I was able to get both of those, Wondar and Grizzlor, on the first run that they had. So
His teeth look like bananas.
yeah, a little bit.
Huh.
Everything else is
He's supposed to be like a combination of like a bear and a werewolf and something, I don't know, monster basically.
whatever else that the creators at
So
Mattel
cute.
were on,
Yeah.
like PCP when they were coming up.
Yeah. So he normally comes with his little crossbow weapon, but they added this double bladed axe, which is basically just
I mean, battle axes are cool, so why not?
It came with Ram Man as his second axe, and then I think they've also packed this with Koldar as well. So they have extras that they're just like,
Yeah.
pack it with that guy. Why not?
Looks good on him, though.
Yeah, it does. That's all I have for today.
Oh,
a lot
man.
less than normal. It's weird.
Wow, yeah. No, I think we're
For all
not
the
hurting
new
for
stuff.
toys.
I know, but then all this other stuff. But that's yeah.
Spoodamus, Maximus.
I got things. So I got this War for Cybertron Wreck tonight, which I got in box for like $12 on eBay.
Suck.
He looks terrible as a robot, but it's pretty cool as a
I've left all mine
skeleton.
as a skeleton.
Um,
I need to get him still. Wish list.
yeah. So Jason and I went to a thing the other weekend, and we stopped at A to Z on the way there.
We sure
And
did.
I got a bag full of MicroMasters.
Shit, I didn't bring any of mine. I got.
Yeah. And I also got this guy, which is a Beast Wars Tarantulas. That's almost complete. He's missing, so his legs actually come off, and he's got a gun that's like in his back that shoots the this piece, the
Leg missiles.
yeah, one of those things. So the legs actually come off and become missiles. So he's missing two of those, but which if I wanted to pay $20 a piece, I could get on eBay. But
Yeah,
that's
6
just
is
stupid.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's not quite as cool as the transmetal Tarantulas. He's pretty badass. And another eBay purchase. I got a pretty decent G1 ratchet. Who some of it's kind of yellow and then some's
bit.
not.
That happens.
It's weird that like one side of it's yellow if you look at the top, and one side's not so bad.
It just sat in the window for a really long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And then I got this one was actually not as cheap, but still a pretty decent price. It was like $30. A
really
G1 Sandstorm. He's all there. His propeller blades are all there. He doesn't have his gun. I'd have him in robot mode, but his knees are a little weak, so he doesn't quite stand up straight. Gonna get short.
Oh, I want him so bad.
Yeah. He's
You
pretty
can't
cool.
have him.
I know. It's the last one right here.
Is it?
No.
And I also got a G1
I don't know.
Sideswipe for like $30. That
Side wipe.
has his gun and his rocket launcher for his shoulder, and actually both spoilers. Usually those are missing, and the doors are usually missing, and tires are broken off. And
It's kind of heavy.
I just
Yeah.
love the white spots on him. His thighs and his gun and missile are just makes him pop really great.
And then I'll save this guy for last because he's actually my favorite. And Jason just brought me the last guy I
Nice.
needed for Defensor. He is almost complete now. I'm missing the waist piece that goes on him. And then there's like repair arms that go with Hotspot that kind of like stick up on his shoulders and stuff, but nobody ever does those. So
Is that my groove too? Did I give you
yeah,
one?
that was your group
Okay.
too that you gave me. But
So
I
I
just
got
got
the groove.
a new Streetwise the other day for cheap. So, and I found the hands and feet like together for like $15, which
yeah.
is not bad.
No,
Um,
they're great.
yeah, usually they're pretty expensive.
Gun too.
The gun I had.
Fuck yeah.
So that's actually the second hotspot I got, and I almost thought about bringing him out too because they're made, one's in Japan, one's from Macau. And so they're actually a bit different. Like the chest plate's like different, and then
Cool.
a couple of like the paint details are different. And then for $18,
What?
Oh, look at
I
that.
found a
Chrome.
very
Seriously?
nice. Yeah,
Wow.
that was
Fancy.
18 with shipping.
Wow.
Who did you rob?
Nobody. I was the only one that bid on it.
That's insane.
Is it labeled
Yeah.
wrong?
No.
Did some guy on a Facebook post ask you about it?
Is this a good price?
A G1 Snarl.
Oh,
And I would say chrome, but it's like gold. But like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
in like so good
His
shape.
tail's not broken off.
His tail, nothing's broke.
Wow.
Which
If you hold him by the top, you'll see where he's a little loose, like in the waist.
They
But
all
he stands
are.
fine. Yeah,
it's
it's supposed
40-year-old
to.
toys.
Yeah. And so like you can tell he's been played with, but like
Yeah, but
like-
every single one of these I've ever seen anywhere, like in the wild or whatever, one side of or the other of the
Yep.
tail is broken off.
or one of
throat's
the
ripped.
legs
Yeah.
is broken.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Usually
Super shiny.
the joint here by his hand, like it's
Super
broken.
shiny.
Yeah, and for like, because the stickers have some wear and stuff, and that's definitely been played with. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty worn, but they just apparently never touched where any of the metallic parts are.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's all I got.
Nice. Well, shoot, I shouldn't have brought so much stuff.
That's all right.
Here we
You can-
go.
You can be me for a night.
At the Cracktastic, or at Halloween-a-Palooza, we had the I Like It Spooky podcast boys, Spooky Boys, made these little magnets.
My brother, Brian.
Brian Godzilla himself, made them cool little magnets. Abe will be proud of me from Brett and Tony Ash and Abe podcast. I finally picked up Ralph as the Frankenstein monster.
Yeah.
So great.
Did you say Ralph?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raphael.
or Raph, whatever.
Ralph. I got some new Legacy toys. We got Knockout. He's pretty cool. He's from the Prime series. He's kind of a retool of the Jazz mold from Studio Series. He's pretty great. He's got a fun little
What year's
sword.
this?
That's just this year.
This year?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I got a
Corey.
Alita 1 from Legacy 2.
Somebody
Legacy
forgot
also.
the name.
Oh, no, I was looking back here to see what he was going to do with
He wasn't
Ralph.
paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention at all. I got
Gonna not
I
call
got
him Ralph.
distracted by something with roller skates.
Got a couple of little core class guys. Got the G2 Megatron.
Cool.
Elgin's familiar with this mold as we had him on tour as a little fidget,
Yeah.
regular Megatron fidget guy.
Yep. Oh
up
yeah.
on
Just
the dashboard
recolor,
of the van.
Repaint.
Yep, in his G2 colors.
Cool.
And then we
I haven't
got
actually seen this guy.
Studio Series Spike. Or Daniel Spike. I can't remember this one. This guy. From the movie.
Witwicky.
Core class, yep. And then I, too, got a giant Dinobot.
Oh, so he came with that one, right?
Nope,
No?
that was a
Did it?
separate core
Oh, wow.
class one.
I thought there was one that didn't. What came with
Yeah.
one?
The first two Dinobots came with those guys.
Gotcha.
Yep. But it got a Sludge. And he's great. He's a little floppy, too, but
And his head turns.
he'll, yes, first time ever.
That's
No,
the Studio
on
Series.
this guy.
Kid.
His head turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sludge, he's great. He's a little floppy, like he has been, but he stands there nice and looks good. Oh yeah, and then the big giant one. I waited. I wasn't going to get it. I have most of the crossover series ones, but this was just priced too high when
Yeah.
it came out, and I was just like couldn't do it. And apparently, I was waiting for a sale because the sale happened on Big Bad Toy Store, and it was like half price.
Nice.
But, $60, I think. Yeah. So Tyrannicon Rex and the Autobot JP93, and like I already don't open any of these crossover ones really, but this box is its own little diorama.
Sure.
It's really amazing. There's a little fake car in there for the T-Rex to stand on, stomp on. It's really cool. But check it out, yo. Yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah, you kind of want to keep this in the box as
I
its
know.
own
That looks good, doesn't it?
diorama.
Didn't bring my A to Z toys. I'll do
You
that.
should. You know, you should do.
What's that?
You should keep it in this box, and then have like another figure looking into the box. So it's like a diorama of a diorama looking into the like pointing like, look, Dad, there's a monster.
All right, fellas. Well, it's about time we get into the topic at hand. We all watched this fun little movie. I think it was. What inspired? Why did I?
Because we watched the Joe movie.
Well, yeah, I thought it was something else. There's a, it's also an exciting time because today, the day of this recording.
Yes.
I'll let Elgin finish this.
It's He-Man's birthday today. This was the day that they've decided is He-Man's birthday, and all the stuff came out.
Oh.
So
Who? Like Mattel decided.
Mattel decided, yeah. Yeah, so today is officially his birthday, October 12th.
How do they know?
So he's 40 years old today.
But how do they know? Like, how do they know what the timeline is on Eternia?
They have no idea. This is the toys. This toy.
Oh.
40th birthday today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of toys, and today,
Yes.
Mattel Creations launched this little thing.
Just a little
This little
thing called
project they're working on.
the Eternian playset, which is
What's that?
It's a giant 3-foot by 4-foot playset that has the 3 Eternian towers.
And is
Within
that that's its footprint?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And how
That's-
tall is it going to be?
3 foot tall by 4 foot wide.
Oh, and then it's 4 foot square, and then 3.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, it's huge.
All they
It's-
say is
it's
3 foot
huge.
by 4 foot. So
One of the largest toys ever made.
yeah,
Ever.
and most expensive for Mattel at the time.
Yeah.
I think in '87 when it came out, it was $90, which Castle Grayskull
Jesus.
Castle Grayskull was $20.
Yeah, I mean, we've all now seen one in person
Yeah,
at
I've seen a
different toy
couple,
stores
yeah.
and stuff, and it is huge.
Yeah, even the old one, the A7 one, is
Yeah.
large. It's a very large
Yeah.
playset with a monorail that goes around. It's battery operated. As
Hopefully, the monorail on the new one is a little bit more robust.
it looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it has like another vehicle that comes around and like another machine gun thing that flies
That's
around and
awesome.
stuff. It's
Oh, I think
it's
when
pretty-
I really wanted to do this, they had just announced
Sure.
the 87 two figures. You know, the
Oh, the movie figures.
the
yeah.
movie
the
figures, the
Masterverse. Yeah,
Masterverse,
so
yep.
they're coming out.
So
They're on pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store right now.
that's what got me hyped to start this. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about the movie. Who here has not seen it before this? We'd all seen it before.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I saw it in the theater when it came out.
So did I.
Oh,
And watching this ruined my childhood.
come on. Did
I
I see it in
was-
the theater? Do you remember? I don't.
I don't know.
I was not allowed to go to the movie theater when I was a kid.
Satan.
Yeah. Satan.
Well, cool.
My mom, but yeah, same thing.
Well, maybe we'll
kidding.
we can walk through it. We all got some questions for Elgin.
Yeah,
Do you?
Yes.
you're the Motu man,
Yeah.
the Motu go-to.
My-
I just came up with that.
My two comments I had right in the beginning. So that's Superman's theme song, right?
I had the exact same comment.
So I thought I wrote that down too. I was like, theme song, very Superman like.
It's so Superman.
it looked like Superman.
Isn't
like
it? Did
Superman.
the way
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah.
So
That wasn't my first question.
So Superman 4, the one with Solar Man,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that was also produced by the Canon Group, which produced this
Canon,
film.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
That makes
in
sense.
the infamous Canon Films, the two producers of the company who came over from Israel to start their own
Uh-huh.
Hollywood film company, and there's a great
Did a bang up job.
there's a
Oh,
they did
They made
they
so
did,
many good movies.
They did what they kind of wanted to do,
Yeah.
Yep.
which was produce everything. But watch the documentary on the Canon Films. It's a great documentary,
So good.
and
So
it'll
good.
explain more of like all the stuff. But the music stuff the music was composed by Bill Conti, who is an Academy Award winner for The Right Stuff, which is a great film, Academy
Mhm.
Award-winning film. He
Yeah.
also did the Rocky theme, the Fly Away,
Yeah.
whatever, the Gotta Fly Now, whatever it's
Yeah.
called. He did that. He also did a James Bond film, For Your Eyes Only, and he also did Karate Kid. So he's a well-known composer.
Yeah.
And then he did this as well.
And then he ripped off his friend John Williams.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so similar.
It's a very. I
Yeah.
didn't really realize it
It's
until watching it
uncanny.
again. I was like, man, this is very Superman.
It is dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Canon Films did Supergirl.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably
so,
just straight up use this music.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then my only other comment was like, right in the beginning, I'm like, those are stormtroopers, right?
Same
I have
thing,
that
right?
thing. I
Like,
have
just couldn't.
Black Stormtroopers.
Black-
throne room scene like Star Wars esque with
Oh
Skeletor
my
as
gosh.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
They were
It's
trying
very-
to hit those notes.
They were
yeah.
trying to
Absolutely,
to
I
get
get
that to get that Star Wars money.
And they really pounded on that note all the way through.
They
the movie.
did.
Yeah.
I just don't remember any of that from watching it
Oh,
before.
like
you
it
know?
didn't. It
Yeah.
wouldn't have registered to me when I
Yeah.
was a kid when I was
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah. So Skeletor is played by Frank Langella, who did an awesome job. So he did
Mhm.
he played it like how it should have been played, like just very over the top. He did it as like a Shakespeare play, basically.
Yeah.
As a Shakespeare
Yeah.
villain. He wanted to make it, campy and just get into the part. Also, his son was a huge fan of Master of the Universe, and he did it for his son. Basically, his son's like that's what put him over the top to take the role.
Yeah.
And so he saw it as like a Shakespearean villain that he's going to be. You have all these monologues, which he had a lot of monologues.
Yeah, he
basically.
did.
a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
Carried it.
acting.
He carried it,
in
yeah.
in the film.
Mhm.
Dolph Lundgren, not so much. He was
No.
basically just the body to
Mhm.
embody
I
He-Man.
wished he talked less, maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a famous quote that where Stallone says, "Why'd you get this guy to play He-Man? He's not," because he did it basically right after Rocky IV.
Yeah.
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 And so he played famously in that movie, and then that couple years later he plays in this. So
Yeah.
you know, the heat from that generated, you know, him being in this, which he looks great
Oh, he does.
doing it, but like which they minimized the amount of speaking in it, which was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he did fit the role. I did make so
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to make a little kit bash He-Man for the movie He-Man, so I used Savage He-Man's head. This is all Masterverse parts, and then the Viking He-Man body, and then I gave him a little laser gun because there was a lot of laser guns in the movie, and then King Grayskull's cape because he had that red cape and it's the shoulder pads and everything. So I wanted to do a quick little kit bash for when we're talking about this movie.
It's awesome.
I had a lot of notes.
Okay, well,
Go on. Get him.
Oh man. Well, my first question was, what the fuck?
That's a fair question.
So yeah, I mean, when He-Man first shows up,
mm-hmm.
I was like, what the fuck is Flash Gordon doing here?
There's a lot of Flash Gordon vibes to it.
A
as
whole
well.
lot of Flash Gordon vibes.
I mean, Flash Gordon came
Yeah.
out in 1980, I believe.
Yeah.
And with Sam Jones playing
Mhm.
that part, and they
But
take
the,
a lot
the
of
visual of the visual of Dolph Lundgren was very like their
Mhm.
heads, the hair, the everything.
could have been
just
interchangeable.
looked so much like
He was probably busy. Sam Jones
Yeah,
was
probably.
at the time.
I mean, yeah, Flash, the hologram scene where Skeletor's like making his big
Mhm.
announcement and all this.
Mhm.
Probably one of the best special effects I've ever seen.
There was some decent stuff in it.
It's so-
Some decent practical
It's
effects
so
in
bad,
it. and-
it's so good.
Yeah. I do like that at the beginning when he's fighting the stormtroopers, I guess.
Yeah,
He does reflect a laser shot off of his sword.
yeah.
Saw that.
Which is
yeah.
very filmation like and very, I was like, having him do the poses and everything was great. And seeing this as I would have been 6 when this came out,
Yeah.
like it was great. Like I have a huge bias for this film because I love this film. Like even though it's horrible in parts and stuff, I love it so much as watching as a kid, as like a 6-year-old kid watching this, and watching it again at 41 is like it reminded me of my childhood.
I mean, we all love-
and it was just like still great. I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna watch it every year on my birthday just
Aw.
because it's something that is a part of me,
Connects
and
you.
in no way was like I wasn't disappointed when I watched it
Yeah.
as a kid.
Kid
And when I watched it
eyes.
again, I wasn't disappointed again. It was everything I remembered as a kid, like how awesome it was.
Yeah.
And how it was like this big theatrical movie about the toys I'm playing with. So put that at the beginning before. It's like, so yeah, it's for me, it's awesome to talk about the film, even though I know a lot of people don't like it, including this guy.
I like it. It's terrible, but I like terrible movies.
Right.
I like the G.I. Joe cartoon movie, and it's terrible. But I love it. If it's the same way, I mean the
Yeah.
same thing. It was the movie that was the thing that I loved when I was a kid, and
Right.
it's awesome.
Mhm.
I really liked it when I was a kid,
yeah.
but watching it again the other day, like it's bad. Just kind
Let's
of
see. We
ruined
already
my fond memories of it.
we already covered the Stormtroopers. We didn't cover that Man at Arms is played by Ron Burgundy.
I like that. I like that he looks.
He looks
He looks
very
the part.
much.
He
like,
does.
He,
and he
very
looks-
much looks.
He
the
was
part.
casted
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well
Looks.
casted. And I'm glad that Tila that they kept the dynamic of that it's his daughter.
Yeah.
And he is old enough to be,
Yeah.
the dad. And I do like that they didn't overly sexualize Tila.
Yep.
Yeah.
They could have made her like how
It's
she is in Filmation.
It's a Dolph Lundgren film. You're
Yeah.
expecting gratuitous nudity.
Exactly. And you didn't and
Yeah.
they didn't have it, which because it's a kids film,
Yeah.
really. But yeah, like having her actually as a strong woman that's like in the 80s, that's not
Yeah.
well, it happens a lot at
No.
that time, especially in canon films.
Always
Canon
sexualized.
films was all about the TNA, like a lot of
Yeah.
it was. So
It
I
is
mean,
shocking.
look at Life Force, that movie.
Let's see. Okay. Gwildor.
Yeah, Gwildor was played by Billy Barty, who
Dildo Baggins.
who played in a lot of
Yeah.
kind of short roles, small
Yeah,
roles.
that's a nice way to say it.
Okay,
He was in Willow.
This is a serious question, but not really, right? So
Okay.
they're
Like all
well,
your
okay,
questions.
no, like okay, well then they first come through the portal, right?
Yes.
And Gwildor's stuck in the mud,
Yes.
and He-Man pulls him out.
Yes.
Which one of them farted? Because there's a definite noise when that's supposed to be him coming out of the mud,
Right.
and it was a fart noise, 100%. No,
I mean, he's the comic relief.
Yeah.
He's basically Orko in the
Yep.
film.
Yeah.
You know, they couldn't have Orko, so they have Gwildor.
no. There's
more or
something that I noticed that I would never have registered to me as a kid when Gwildor gets the bucket of chicken and they
The ribs.
Man at Arms and Tila like come and take his ribs, take
Uh-huh.
his
Biggest
food,
his
and
KFC.
Tila's like, this used to be an animal
Uh-huh.
and barbaric and blah blah. So, are all Eternians vegan?
I don't know. They never really talk about it. But
I think
I think that what they're trying to say is that they've progressed past like just eating animals. So they probably just eat like
They've
fake
progressed
meat.
Past eating animals to being barbarians with laser guns.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Master Universe, it's a combination of both technology and barbarism. So you
Yeah.
have that they're diametrically opposed of like this
The
idea.
juxtaposition of
Yeah,
the two
exactly.
is what makes it neat.
Yeah,
Um,
they can use magic and technology at the same time, which doesn't
Yeah.
happen a lot. You either have one or the other. And with Man at Arms being an inventor and using technology, but then also having a sorceress that he also knows, and that's what for sci-fi fans, it's great. And this was very in that sci-fi genre, which I loved.
I
also
love
as a
that
kid.
sci-fi a lot.
So,
Yep.
Species is one of my favorite movies, and it's fucking
Love it.
terrible. Man, I got yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so my only note about Kevin was that he was in Star Trek Voyager.
he was.
And it's definitely Monica's fault that her parents are dead.
Yeah, she
Um,
basically didn't want to go hang out with them.
and that's not her name, but I can't think of what her name.
Julie.
Yeah, Julie.
She didn't want to go to the beach. She's like, I want to stay home and study, but then she just made out with Kevin.
Yeah,
for
she made out
more.
with Kevin, and now her parents are dead.
Yeah.
Fuck around and find out, Julie.
Exactly. That's probably why your mom didn't let you watch this film. She knew.
Probably. Okay, no, my deep dive was at one point in the movie, Evelyn says it's less than a parsec eon away.
Okay.
And I was like, what the fuck? Because a parsec is a measurement of
Star
distance and
Wars.
an eon is a measurement of time. So what the fuck is a parsec eon? So I looked it up and did some math.
Sweet. Math podcast.
So, yeah, a parsec is 3.26 light years.
okay.
An eon is, in astronomical terms, it's basically 10 billion years.
Okay.
No, a billion. Sorry, a billion years. Yeah, 10 to the ninth. Yeah, a billion years. So I wanted to know then how long would it take to travel to Eternia? Various modes of transportation, like what we have available to us. So obviously, a parsec, to travel a parsec at half light speed, 6.52 billion years. To travel to Eternia at the speed of the return stroke of a bolt of lightning is 10 billion years. To travel to Eternia at the top speed of the Saturn V rocket, the one that got us to the moon, would be, let's see, 1,000 million,
Longer.
billion.
Much.
354.9 trillion years. To travel there at a snail's pace is so that's a little bit of an equation. It's 2.7058 e times 10 to the 23rd. So that's 270.58 nonillion years. That's if you go past million, billion, trillion, quadrillion.
Sure.
That's the ninth one.
That sounds right. That
Yeah.
sounds
So to travel, so for a snail to get to Eternia, 270.58 nonillion years. So in case you were wondering,
right. It's far away.
which
Yeah.
nobody was, but I said it anyway.
It's a good thing they had a cosmic key that could open up a portal.
Yeah.
Much like
Oh.
Event Horizon, where you can fold time and space, or even
Yeah.
like Dune.
Yeah. Or Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Gwildor,
I
man.
didn't. I should have done that. I should have done like how long it would take there to go 88 miles an hour. I'll
Missed
figure it out.
opportunity.
I thought it was pretty cool that they had Google Earth on Eternia.
They can find it pretty easily.
Yeah.
From zeroing in on when the cosmic key was activated, then because there were 2 cosmic keys, so Gwildor had made one for Evelyn in disguise. Basically, she'd come to him to get this key, and then he had a prototype that he just had hidden, apparently. And so when they activate one, then it syncs it to the other one, and then they can track you immediately. So it's just as if you'd used your Visa card somewhere, the government can track you.
And then where'd your furry guy go? What's his name?
Grizzlor.
Grizzlor.
He looks very much like Beastman.
I was gonna say Beastman is basically Grizzlor.
Yeah.
Like as far as what he looks like in the movie.
And when they
I had Teen Wolf on my, but yeah, it's more Grizzlor.
and
than Teen Wolf.
Evelyn played by Meg Foster.
Oh,
who
those eyes.
Yeah.
When
Still,
I was
she's
young,
so old and wrinkly and gross now, but her eyes are still.
those bright.
Yeah.
They're like hypnotize you.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot
She's
of
a White
negative
Walker.
things to say about the movie, but the Beastman performance,
It's
tough, right?
Yeah, and so they send the group of people once they track them down through Google Earth to send them through the portal to find the other cosmic key. They're like, yeah, here's your henchmen, here's your bounty hunters, basically. Very much like Empire Strikes Back when here's your bounty hunters.
Yeah.
You know? I wanted them to say no vaporizations.
Right.
But and then they're like, they introduce all these characters. They introduce Blade, who is a stuntman who, I don't know if I have his name written down. I don't think I did. Anyway, he's a stuntman that also does sword training, can actually use swords and whips and things like that in Hollywood, and he's done it for years and years and years. So they introduced Blade, who's a new character, which was a figure that they put out. And then they introduced Sarad, who's also a figure that was put out by Mattel in 87. And then Gwildor was the other one, which I found on tour. And then they have and the Beastman is what they introduce him as, not like Beastman. Like, oh yeah, you mean the guy that's been hanging out with Skeletor the entire time? Oh, you just meeting him now? Great.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and then Karg.
Yeah. Karg. Who the fuck is Karg?
Yeah.
Let's see. Tila's married to Scott Bakula, so time travel stuff. She's married to Scott Bakula now, who was the Quantum Leap dude. Mr. Strickland showing up about 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Kind of made me, totally gave me like a
Lubick. He played Lubick.
Yeah, but
he also was in Top Gun.
and he also was Mr. Strickland in this very much.
Yeah.
Like, are they in Hill Valley? Like,
he pretty much plays the same character.
Yeah.
In every role.
But I mean, in his 80s roles, especially, he's that guy.
He's like,
he is the one-trick pony.
I think I wrote that as his name's James Tolkien.
Yeah.
He plays Lubick in parentheses every 80s character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every 80s authority person, because he's a cop in this. He's the principal in Back to the Future, and then he's like a CO in Top Gun. He's one of the commanding officers.
And then they were running from Skeletor's horde, and at one point Gwildor, with his fucking measurements again, says they're 18 metrons away. Like, what the fuck is a metron? So I looked that up, and it's nothing. In Heim theory, it's a mathematical approach to developing a theory of everything in theoretical physics based on quantizing space-time into units called metrons, which is a two-dimensional quantum of multi-dimensional space.
But it sounds good.
So 18 of those is how far away they are. And then he says something about pretons, and that's like there's a company called Pretons, but he's just making shit up at this point.
Well,
Gwildor doesn't know what
he
he's
just
talking
makes
about.
keys, really.
Yeah,
he's
he's a locksmith.
He's a key master.
He's a locksmith.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
He's a glorified locksmith.
He works for the mobile locksmith, and he drives his pink Cadillac around. And my overall take from the movie was He-Man was no match for Skeletor at all at any point in that movie.
Not really. Like he's very powerful. Like Skeletor is in this movie.
Yeah,
like he's like
way
shooting
more
lightning
powerful.
out of his hands. He's like,
Yeah.
he's already
Skeletor
captured.
Skeletor
the
is a Sith Lord, and
Yeah.
He-Man is Luke Skywalker.
He's a farm boy.
Yeah, he's yeah. He
But-
makes kind of a
Yeah.
pussy.
They
and-
basically the plot. He basically got this cosmic key. Skeletor did so that he could go into Castle Grayskull and have all the powers of
Yeah.
Castle Grayskull. He's already got the sorceress, trapped. He's basically sitting on the throne of Castle Grayskull. That's where he's at. Like that's the entire. That's where he's at the entire time.
The set of the Castle Grayskull throne room set was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, a lot of the sets were cool.
looked cool as hell. Like I loved every square inch of that set.
Yes.
Looked super super awesome.
Yeah.
Very very Flash Gordon vibe.
Oh yeah.
Super Flash Gordon, but so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Skeletor's makeup, it's about as good as it could have been.
I wish
right?
they could have. I wish they would have painted his eye holes black. To like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something.
But still, 87.
They
how do you
didn't. They
pull
didn't
it
have a lot
off?
of money on this.
Yeah.
They had the budget was like
Yeah.
20 million at the time, and they actually ran out of money near the end. That's why when they're fighting, this will be my final battle. This will be our final battle. When they
Yeah.
say that, it goes to like shadow. It's
Uh-huh,
because they
with
didn't
red
really have,
lights behind
they
them.
didn't have a lot of money to film at that point in time,
Mhm.
and they were trying to finish the film, and they were just trying to get it done.
Yeah.
There is you see a quick cameo of Pig Boy in the film. Go back and watch it. There's this little pig-faced boy. That boy was the contest winner that Mattel did as a walk-on cameo. So Mattel did you could submit to win a contest,
Wow.
and this kid, some kid,
Rando.
got to be in the film by winning a contest.
And did they make him up to
Wow.
be like a pig, or did
Yeah.
he just have a very
just-
unfortunate?
That's just his face.
It's
Okay.
all makeup and everything like a mask, but that was the character.
You got
And
to
if you
be a
watch
character.
Revelations Part 2, there is a pig boy
Oh my
in
goodness.
when they're
I
attacking at near
still
the
haven't
end.
seen all of
And it's him with the goat man character, and there's also a little pig boy
Wow.
as a callback to this
awesome.
movie.
Still.
Yeah, I mean that was my general takeaway. Was Skeletor was way better than
Yeah.
He-Man. Overall, Skelegod looked kind of like a gold-plated Kabuki
Yeah.
a little bit, but
Which is awesome. I love how he's a skull.
the Havoc staff was awesome as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's probably why I like Skeletor so much. Is from this movie. It's just
Yeah.
like because he is the villain. He has all the great lines.
Yeah.
He has like it's
Yeah.
he has all the
his
dramatic
movie.
flair and everything. Yeah.
Then there's Man at Arms with his old attorney and saying, "What was it? Live the journey, something,
Yeah.
something."
Be the ball.
Yeah.
Um,
Every
Good journey.
destination
Good
is
Good
a door.
journey.
Every
Good journey.
destination is a doorway to another. Like, well, how fucking daunting is that?
There's a lot of
What if
windows
I
you
really
have to
want
crawl
to be
through.
somewhere.
There was one thing I did notice this time around, and this is from a filming perspective. They use kind of an actual like filming technique of diegetic sound and non-diegetic sound. So near the end, diegetic sound is sound that a character can hear, and non-diegetic is sound that the audience can hear. So if you use music, the score is what the audience can hear. The characters don't hear the score, obviously.
Right.
So when they're trying to build the cosmic key at the end, and they have to get the keyboard, and they have all these things that they're making, and they have to figure out. And Kevin has to remember the melody.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear as he's like, I can't do this, blah, 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 all that stuff, and it's building up. You hear the score building up and building up. And then when he's trying to remember it, it switches to that speaker that's on the wall. And it's the score that you've just been hearing, but now it's playing on the speaker. And then they shoot it out, and then it becomes, and there's no sound.
I'm gonna have to watch that scene
Yeah.
again because
Clever.
yeah.
It's very clever, and it's
Huh.
it's a use of actual film techniques. Which,
Huh.
yeah.
That's
awesome.
cool. We learned a thing. We're not a movie podcast.
That's awesome.
But it's something that kind of elevates it beyond just a throwaway film,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good in the film,
Oh yeah.
and there's a lot of cool stuff that happens. It's just
I feel like if you don't have a childhood appreciation and love for He-Man toys, cartoon, comics, all that stuff, and you go and watch this movie as an adult, you're gonna hate it.
But
But
I think I like it more this time than I ever had.
But you also love toys and loved He-Man
yes,
and I don't know if I liked it more this time than any other recent times I've
it
watched
didn't have that disappointment of not being like the cartoon or the toys.
No.
They're
It
two
just
different
had
things.
all that now. My only real thing that bugged me was it was just hard to watch He-Man happen on Earth.
Oh,
All
yeah.
of them scenes were just it just didn't make sense in my brain.
If this makes you feel better, He-Man is half Earthling because his mom, Queen Marlena, is from Earth. She was an astronaut that traveled to Eternia, went through a portal and traveled to Eternia, and married King Randor and had He-Man. So he's
Sorry.
technically half
But I'm talking
Corey was
about
mathing over there
Yeah.
until he said portal.
portal. It met many parsecia, whatever the hell it's called.
I'm talking about
Parsec
a
Eon.
guy in a
Parsec
loincloth
/
with a
Eon.
sword
Right,
on a street with cars.
right.
It's like
It's a bit jarring.
it was just so weird. It was I just
Budget.
Yes.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
It is that.
you
And-
want for that.
But if you want to try to rationalize
Yeah.
it is full circle.
It
Now he's
actually-
coming back to see his mom's home. If that
I
makes
mean,
you
if
feel
you
better.
if you ask too hard for a new live action movie, you're gonna get The Rock as He-Man.
Yeah.
That's all
Wait,
right.
who's he
Good.
playing in? He's in some new movie.
Black Adam.
That's
Yeah.
it. Okay. Anyway, go on.
There another thing though. So the sorceress was played by Christina Pickles, who's she was the actress that also played Courtney Cox's mom on Friends.
Oh.
So there's a little eventual. Maybe
Yeah.
she's like, "Hey, I remember you from this movie
Yeah.
10 years
That we
10
don't
years
want to
later."
admit we were.
Yeah,
in.
exactly. I do have some notes.
It's hard to think that it was the time that took place between Masters of the Universe being made and Friends becoming a thing is not that long.
No,
It seems
it's
like
like
there's
10
a lot
years.
more of a gap in there.
Seems way bigger of a gap.
It feels like it should be 40 years.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Wow.
I did want to.
Get your
So I
trivias.
asked Ethan. if
Oh.
he wanted to watch the film with me, and first he's like yes, and then I showed him the DVD. He's like, oh, not that one.
Oh, Dad, no.
So
Am I in trouble? What happened?
so I was like, well, because he'd seen it before. I'm like, he's like, well, I don't want to watch that. He's like, I don't like it. I'm like, well, what actually don't you like? I wanted to actually like,
Sure.
instead of just saying I don't like that, like what
Why?
don't you like
Be
or what do you
constructive.
like? Some actual constructive. So I wrote down everything he said.
Awesome.
So what he said was he doesn't like Gwildor's face.
That's fair.
I
Because
did
he's seen
gag.
Corey's nutsack.
I did gag a little bit when Julie kissed him at the end.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
right.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He didn't like how they looked, basically, how a lot of the characters looked. As he said, badly textured, or how Skeletor looked. He looked badly textured. Those are his
Sure,
words.
Sure.
What he did like was he did like how He-Man looked. He liked how he
He did
looked
look
like
great.
He-Man.
Yeah.
He also liked how Evelyn looked, and how
Hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
hot, real hot.
Dad, she makes me feel funny.
My pants are tight. How Man at Arms looked, and he liked the sorceress's dress. Not so much the sorceress, but the
It's a
sparkly,
cool dress.
The sparkly
It's
dress.
a cool
Yes.
dress.
Those were the things that he liked.
All
or
right.
disliked.
Thanks, Ethan.
So
Awesome.
nothing about the story or anything.
Oh,
I mean, he's 10,
He's
11.
10.
Stick
He's
around
10.
that long.
So-
yeah.
He doesn't care.
Well, you
about
got
the
any
story.
more trivia, or is that pretty much? You feel good about that? I'm glad you're still loving it.
Yeah.
I love that you have that connection of
Yeah.
really loving it when you were a kid. That's awesome.
And the tag at the end where
Oh
after
my
the
God.
credits, like Skeletor's head pops up out of the water. He's like, "I'll be back," and then he never was.
No.
Still waiting.
Still waiting.
That's yeah. His quote unquote death scene, since he didn't die.
Right.
The screaming as he was falling down the pit took a long time. There was a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could dig him up, and you could be
Yeah.
Skeletor again.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you written any fan fiction of
No.
a sequel?
I have
No.
not.
Okay.
No.
I felt
Not,
like
on,
you was
not
gonna-
on paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in my mind.
Well-
No, I don't think I had anything else. I think that's all the points
Well, you can find this on HBO Max,
Yeah,
and it's out there, and
you can get a Blu-ray now, and
yeah.
I think there's probably other anniversary
I
versions of it.
I still recommend it. You definitely recommend
of course.
it. Spoot doesn't think
He doesn't
so
care.
much. Corey,
3 out
where
of
you
4.
at? 3? All right.
Yeah, three out of 4 recommendations. Yeah, no,
There's
I
He
totally
man.
say
Good.
watch this because, especially, get a little stoned and watch it. Like,
yeah, probably.
I think it'd be. I wasn't, but I
edibles.
think it'd be a really good time. No, it's bad sci-fi, and I'll never say don't watch bad sci-fi.
Yeah, it's become a cult classic.
Yeah,
really.
for real.
I mean, for as long. you can say something,
Canon
Joe.
films.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Other than it's bad.
All right. Good discussion. I can't wait till we watch another movie and talk about it. This is fun. But let's take a quick break, and you're going to hear all about our podcast network. That's the PFPN.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, Elgin, since you're all warmed up, why don't you take us on a store tour?
All right, today's store that we're going to is called Toys of Our Youth. It's at 13 Hawks Nest Plaza in St. Charles, Missouri, which is a northern suburb of St. Louis. If you've been in the St. Louis area, it's a very northern-ish part. of
North
it.
is up.
North is up. Go up and you will find it. Has a large selection of Funko Pops along with DC, Marvel, Motu, Transformers, Ghostbusters, TMNT, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Oh.
and etc. So, a bunch of etc. stuff. It looks good. Looks like a cool little shop area, and probably check it out at some point.
Yeah, Toys of Our Youth. That sounds
Yeah.
We'll be in the area
exactly
eventually.
like... Yeah?
I said we'll be in the area eventually.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a bunch of places around St. Louis that if you're in the St. Louis area for whatever reason, go in the suburbs. I know you don't like most people don't like to go into the burbs, but do it and you'll
There's-
be rewarded.
There's
with
no shortage
toys.
of toy stores down there.
That's Toys of Our Youth, 13 Hawks Nest Plaza, St. Charles, Missouri.
All right, let's kick it over to Corey with Talking Toys.
Well, over on Instagram, we've got Vintage Motu. When I posed this question online, I used the term masterpiece. And when Vintage Motu commented, he asked the question, masterpiece? So apparently Vintage Motu doesn't think that it's a masterpiece. I'm not
I'll
sure.
answer for him. Yes.
Okay.
I think he's the guy
I
that's
think
on
that's
that.
Bobby with the
Yeah,
collectors of
Collectors of the
the,
Power.
of the universe.
Okay.
Collectors of the Universe.
So he
They're
likes
cool
Motu,
dudes.
but he
Cool
doesn't like
dudes.
the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't
He's
really
very much a filmation guy
Okay.
Yeah.
all the way.
Well, that's all right. You
That's
you
okay.
can be that way, Bobby.
Bobby.
Over on the Space Face, Justin Beam, he says, "I just want Brian Fuller to tackle a Hannibal style show about Gwildor and Orko."
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Which one's going to be
Hannibal.
Hannibal? Which one's going to be? No, I was going to say which one's going to be what's his
Lunch.
name? Yeah. What's the killer's name? Damn it. Not Cowboy Bob.
Buffalo. Bill.
Buffalo Bill. There we go.
Cowboy Bob.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Willis Wheeler. Let's see what Willis is talking about.
I'd probably say that Gwildor would probably be Buffalo Bill because
You think-
he could probably tuck his Wang.
It puts the lotion in the
It's a
basket.
little better than Orko.
That's my-
'Cause Orko doesn't really have.
But Orko can
What is
fly,
under
so
that
he
thing?
wouldn't be able to. He would be able to fly out of the hole.
Well, if he's Hannibal, he's not going to be in the hole.
No. Oh, right. Yeah, he's not the skin suit.
No.
Willis wrote, huh?
Willis, yeah. He said, I do not like that movie
Sam
at
Raimi.
all. The laziest thing you can do is to bring them from Earth. The real He-Man is... the real He-Man movie was The Secret of the Sword. I don't know that
That's
one.
true. There is an animated movie called The Secret of the Sword. It's the way they introduced She-Ra
Oh.
into it. They also did it as 3 parts on TV,
Oh.
but you could get it as The Secret of the Sword. It's
Oh.
basically He-Man going to Etheria, finding She-Ra, who at the time was Force Captain Adora, who was under Hordak control. He gives her the sword. It like glows to her, and then she becomes She-Ra and like realizes.
I'm going to have to check that
Send
out.
us a link.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Secret of this. Okay.
Yep.
The only good parts was the first 5 minutes and the last 15 minutes of the movie. The Beastmaster was a better He-Man movie than the official one, and they had a tiger in that one. It's
I don't think it
true,
was a
did-
tiger. I thought it was a panther.
Yeah, something. But there was no Battle Cat, which
No.
I kind of missed. That.
I did miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I very much missed
There's
not having
a
Battle.
lot of times this He-Man in the movie is referred to as Rebel Leader He-Man.
Rebel
because-
1, Rebel Scum.
Yeah. Because
Star
he's
Wars.
leading a rebellion, but in the classics, that's how he's referred to
Yeah.
as rebel leader, not as really like He-Man or anything.
Yeah.
Brett Royer had an opinion contrary to Vintage Motu.
Oh.
He said, "Masterpiece indeed!" Exclamation point.
Heck yeah!
It was one of my favorite movies growing up, and it mostly still holds up today. What do you mean mostly, Brett? It holds up.
He said the nicest
All-
thing. and then
Yeah,
you gave him
exactly.
shit.
Wholly
I knew I
holds
liked
up.
that guy.
Dolph
He's
is a
pretty
great He-Man, and Frank Langella as Skeletor is a treat to watch.
It is.
I don't know if I would have used the phrase "treat" to watch, but
I was treated by a performance. There
that's
you go.
okay. That's true, and it was pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, both were snubbed at the Oscars that year.
Oh.
True that.
Yeah. Brett would know. He was around at the Oscars because he's famous and shit. That's
Brett and Tony's
that's the
podcast.
most important ones that we had. from-
Hey, thanks for narrowing them down
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
those.
no problem. So that was the talking movies, talking toys, talking movies.
I love it. It's so great to hear from you guys. Thanks for commenting.
Thank you.
Well, before we go, I just want to remind everybody one more time to head over to our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/cracktasticplastic. Corey, what's that tier all about?
I thought you were going to ask me what that cricket noise was.
That's what I thought too.
I didn't hear it. There was a real cricket.
There was a real cricket.
I'll turn it up when I mix it later.
I'm sorry. What was what all about? I was distracted.
What's that awesome tier for Patreon all
Oh
about?
well, there's the chat that is the private chat that we are in. There is we will toy hunt for you.
Will we?
Because it's it's fun.
'Cause
We
we're always
won't-
doing that anyway.
We
Yeah,
won't
true.
buy anything, but we'll tell you if you're in that chat.
We'll buy it and throw it in the
And,
trash.
and yeah, if you're in the chat, I've found
That's
I've
true.
hunted down some stuff
I've
for
got
turnip.
something right
and-
here
yeah.
for turnip. Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that
Just
I'm
those
forgetting?
two things.
You get early access
Early
to
access
the episodes,
to the podcast,
audio
to
and
the
video.
and audio. Yeah.
But the
And
real treat's being in that chat with
Yeah.
all of us.
it's pretty
yeah.
good. Yeah.
That's it,
You'll be treated to a chat.
and it's sweet. We said all that.
Call back.
Treat
Anyway, that's at patreon.com/cracktasticplastic.
/treat.
Pushing
Dot.
the button. We're dot
Candy.
candy. Hey, let's go through this bag here
Yeah.
from
Heck
Russell.
Yeah, find some weapons.
Get out of here. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye.
Later.
So yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.